Welcome. It's the Brothers from Inglewood podcast once again, coming to you live and direct. It's a privilege to be able to share and dialogue with you once again. But before I introduce today's topic, I want to say thanks to Coalesce Group and also Fruit Off the Vine Clothing Apparel for all that you're doing, allowing us to partner with your brand. Thank you for what you're doing in the educational community and urban business of America. We thank you so much for allowing us to attach ourselves to your brand. And before I introduce the topic, I want to say that it has been a privilege to get back in the studio with my bro and dialogue from an interesting topic that I believe that they're going to really sink into. But before I introduce the topic, I want to throw it to Charley Mack and let him holler at you.
We back in the building, guys. We here to give it to you the way we give it to you. We would be remiss if we didn't give it to you 100% the way we do.
Yes, sir.
But before we do, we don't own the rights to this music, you dig? But we gonna show that it groove to us. Ain't that right, Cam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so put them seat backs on tight, strap them on. We gonna get this car moving.
Well said, bro. Well said. Again, man, it's just a good opportunity for us to sit down and talk about something really familiar. And I think it's a very sensitive topic. Yeah, because many people can relate to it whether they want to or not.
Right.
But it's a reality. And we hope to kind of open this thing up to where we can get different versions from it that will lead us into even a series to where we can bring some guests in and attack this topic.
Right.
I want to talk about the implications of jealousy, or just flat out jealousy.
Right.
You know, we want to talk about this, reality that we have seen, we've experienced, and there's been some areas that have really been questionable as it relates to the manifestation of it.
Right.
I think, as we create the dialogue, we'll be able to take some layers off.
Right.
But when I think of jealousy alone, I think of a very disappointing characteristic.
Yes.
And I think if you understand that we've all been affected by it, not everyone is considered jealous. However, we know how it works and what that dynamic is like. And so I think my first approach to it would probably be in the aspect of behavior.
Okay.
I wrote, a couple of things down, and tried to note it as it related to what we, can really hone in on. But I think that is a very obvious area, the characteristics of it. And so if I wanted to, kind of compare it to some of the other things that goes on, this would probably be one of the toughest, hurdles to jump.
Yeah.
What do you think about, when you see jealousy, when you see this characteristic, what do you think about that?
I'm gonna tell you something. It's a characteristic that I run from.
Okay.
In every aspect, whether it be jealousy in relationships, whether it be jealousy on your job, it could be jealousy amongst your friends.
Yeah.
But it's a trait where, and a characteristic, when you see it, you know right off what it is, and it's probably one of the toughest, or one of the ugliest traits you can have is jealousy, because a whole lot comes with jealousy, and a whole lot, you can get hurt physically by a jealous person. They can be very harmful to you in every aspect of that word, harmful. And they can make you lose your job, they can make you lose your life, they can make you lose your freedom, because they're so rooted in that behavior to where they'll do anything.
Yeah.
They'll do anything. I'm just gonna jump on on this topic and talk about. I've only been in probably, I could say that I could recognize probably one jealous relationship where the girl was jealous, and this jealousy had to do with being in a relationship. And I told her from the very beginning, she was begging me to move in with her, and I said, I don't want to. I said, if I move in with you, we're gonna end up breaking up. I know this, because I can see, you know. And she pressured me, and I moved in with her, man. And I think the relationship lasted another year, and I was out.
Yeah.
Because she was, you know, I mean, going through my stuff and going through my mail, and like I said, with that can cause someone to lose their life and their freedom.
Yeah.
You know, because whatever side of the fence you're on, you know, you could be the one that's not the jealous one, but end up defending yourself because someone else is doing something. You wind up in prison or jail or whatever because of the whole jealousy. So I run from it, man.
Well, when I think about jealousy as in definition, I realize that it really has variables to it, meaning that it breeds insecurity.
Yes, sir.
Jealousy is the foundation to insecurity.
Yes.
And when a person, you know, gets into this state of mind, because, you know, a lot of times it's a framework from the mental standpoint, and then when you look at it from a logical perspective, some things just can't even be explained, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you would allow jealousy to cause you to act in such a way that it's not only detrimental to others, but it's detrimental to you.
Right.
And so when I start to really, you know, look at the scope of how this really impacts, and I'm not going to narrow it to a ethnicity,
Right.
or a race.
Right.
I can only identify with our race.
Right.
You know, we're urban black men.
Right.
And so in every facet of our existence, we can depict an experience of this characteristic, right? Which is not a great characteristic. So the logic behind it is not always sane, man. You know, some people feel like, well, you committed to me, so you should only have eyes for me in a relationship. Or you're committed to me, so, you know, you should give me all the attention.
Right.
Or, you know, I saw you engaging with someone else, and that makes me feel like you don't enjoy my company. So the logic of a lot of, you know, things that manifest from it is not always normal. Right? And then we already know jealousy develops into rage, like you said before, anger. You know, you know, when I think of some of the crimes that were committed, crimes of passion.
Yeah.
And we know, you know, one of the most famous court hearings, you know, was, you know, back in the, you know, early 90s, with a guy who was enraged or allegedly was enraged, and look what happened. 2 people ended up, you know, dead. Right?
Yeah.
So I, you know, when I started to really, you know, look at this characteristic, it's not a happy medium.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. I like I said, I can sniff it out a mile away, and I run from it, man.
So what is jealousy to you? When you, like you said, when you notice it, you retreat.
Well, it could be something. It could be something small as you may have a friend, or you may have friends, plural, and your mate may not have friends or whatever, but for some reason, every time it's time for you to hang out with your friends, your mate has a problem with that.
Okay.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm just going to the local pub to have a drink.
Right.
And, you know, this person is, you know, they don't want you to go. When you do go, they're calling you, hey, when you coming home? What's going? You've been gone for 2 hours. And, you know, I mean, the relationship that I told you I was in, I would go hang out with my buddy Dale. This is a 70-something-year-old man. At the time, I was probably 30, 32.
Yeah.
And I would be with Dale playing dominoes, and we playing cards, just, a young man and an old man, is what we doing. And, man, she would be calling me, where are you at? I'm at Dale's. I told you I was going to Dale's.
Right.
There was times I'm hanging out with her 2 kids.
Okay.
She come home from work. I'm with her 2 boys.
Okay.
We out eating. Where you at? I'm with the
fellas.
boys.
Yeah.
I'm with Kevin and Kyle. We eating.
Right.
I'm telling you, but some people, it's just in them.
Right.
They just have this trait or this personality trait in them that they just cannot shake. And no matter how much some man or woman tells you that they're going to get help with it, they're going to try to do better. Yeah, they may do better for a little bit. They may adjust and do better for a little bit, but then here it comes. When you got that, man, you can't shake that.
Clinical psychologist has determined it to be a foundation of insecurity as well.
Right.
And they speak to these areas that, pretty much exposes the behavior.
Right.
But it all derives from this fear. Fear of loss, abandonment, the insecurity of within themselves.
Yes.
So it's projected on people around them or people close to them, primarily in a relationship, right? So I also think of some of the situations where, let's just say in our community, urban America, we have various persons that are succeeding,
Right.
whether they're in the medical field, whether they're in entertainment, whether they're, scholars, whatever.
Some aspect of success.
Yeah. So what happens to me when I look at these things, it doesn't seem like those that are in a position to make change or create opportunities for others, whether it's through information or otherwise, it doesn't seem like they're as confident in their role of success as opposed to someone who's just probably at the bottom that's trying to figure it out. And it seems like those are the ones that they're really kind of envying. Like, no, I'm not going to help her.
Yeah.
Because if you give her a hand up, she gonna do better than me.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
That's
have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, that's black people.
Okay.
That's mainly us.
Okay.
We do that to each other. It's not, don't get me wrong, you have other races of people who may do it, but we do it a lot to each other.
So is that insecurity or is that hate?
Man, that's venom.
What is that?
That's venom right there. That's venom, that's hate, that's jealousy. I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's the slave mentality.
Okay.
That's the mentality that, 400 years ago when you had the dark-skinned blacks out in the field and you had the light-skinned blacks working in the big house with massa.
I got you.
And they felt like they were a little better than the slaves out in the field.
They got a little bit different.
They got to sleep on pine boards. They got to sip.
ate a little
They
bit
got to
better.
sip mint julep. They got to eat the scraps that the massa left over.
Right.
So they felt they were a little better. So they made sure, and the massa made sure he let them know, okay, you keep them other black folks in line, and I'm gonna keep on letting you eat our scraps and sleeping on the pine boards, boy.
I got you.
And so it's been generational.
So would you consider that a spiritual implication? Meaning, it's a force. It's a driving force. We know that was a culture. Obviously, it was a tradition and an environment that the darker slaves were pushed to the field.
That was facts.
That was facts.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it created a system.
Yeah.
That was a part of the slave master's system. We're gonna keep these here and keep them away.
Yeah.
So I believe that even with that slave master developing that system, it was driven by a spirit, an attitude. See, a lot of people don't want to look at jealousy as being a spirit. They just want to look at it as being a characteristic or a trait.
Right.
But anything that you're powerless against has to be a spiritual force. It has to be a driving force that's bigger than you. Because if that wasn't the case, a lot of people would be able to identify it. And I think I have it in my notes. It's pretty much how do you identify jealousy? Well, it's just like you answered that question earlier. It's things that you see in their character flaws.
Yeah.
You see it in their insecurity. You see it in their behavior pattern,
Yeah.
right? So I'm looking at the success of others, not out of envy, not out of jealousy, but really I'm proud to see our people excel. We've always been able to celebrate people. I don't believe that that's our nature. You know, we didn't grow up that way.
No.
We weren't jealous of anybody or
No.
any each other, right?
Right.
So when I look at this, I'm like, it makes me proud. Like when I go to Atlanta, I don't go to Atlanta very much. You know, I go and see your daughter Chase, and so when I visit Atlanta, the times that I visit there, and now I got buddies who
That
actually live
live
there
there,
now.
yeah.
So now I'm able to see a few more people, my college teammates. However, I'm like, man, Atlanta got it cracking.
Yeah.
Those urban Americans are really doing it. And it made me so proud to see us educated,
Oh, yeah.
to see us working together,
Right.
to see us excelling
Owning something.
in all facets.
Yeah.
You know, they're entrepreneurs, they're go-getters, they're having fun. It seemed like that whole city is just lit. You know, it's like, man, they're just having a good time, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well, why can't it be like that as a whole? Why are we still not helping each other? Why are we why are we not helping each other?
Why? You know why? Because they want it all to themselves. Like once they make it, they say, oh man, it's sweet up here. And they want to enjoy all that sweetness and all that success for themselves. They don't want to share it.
Right.
Because you got people who are extremely successful and extremely wealthy, and they still are jealous against someone
Right.
who may live in
South Central, or just live at
they still won't
below
help.
the poverty
They
line.
still
I
won't
should
help
say.
you. They still won't help you because they see something in you that they admire.
But
But
that
they
they
don't-
don't have.
They admire, but they don't have it,
Okay.
and they feel like, if I help this dude or if I help this young lady, they gonna
Be bigger than me.
They don't even want you nowhere near. See, you have to understand, you have people who have all the wealth and all the stuff, and they keep all these people, but see, they give them just enough.
To want them.
They give them just enough for them to keep coming back,
Okay.
but not enough for them to say, oh, I don't need you no more.
Right.
So they got to kind of spoon feed you, but every once in a while they throw you a little extra spoon, but they're not going to put you all the way. They'll let you, they'll have a big piece of the pie, and they'll let you get maybe a slice, but you can't have seconds.
Okay, it's ironic that you said that because I think of a prominent actor who was being interviewed and made a statement. He was talking about the position of authority, meaning whoever's a supervisor, a boss, a owner, whoever's like pretty much being a provider.
Right.
What he was saying that you have to be good to your personnel or to your employees, right? So whoever is working with you, he didn't really say working for you. He was just saying whoever is a part of your company, he's saying you gotta treat them well, but not too well to where they won't need you. That's what he said. And I was like,
It's the truth.
huh?
Yeah.
So he was saying that basically there's a level that you only want to go to pertaining to, I guess, keeping the order,
Yeah.
keeping
Yeah.
this thing together.
Yeah.
So what do you think our problem is as urban Americans who have grown up together, suffered together, experienced things together. They had laughs, they had cries, and let's just say we all started at the same ground level one. But over time, someone succeeded.
It's okay. It goes back to kind of what you were saying, that these people, they already, even, okay, let's say we all grew up in the dirt.
Okay.
All of us.
Okay.
But then that one kind of make it out and blow up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that person, okay, they said, okay, he was always a butthole.
Yeah.
But because he got bigger, he's just a bigger butthole.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's no reason in the, okay,
Yeah.
let me just give an example. Me, you, Lil Junior, Lil Rodney, Pookie, we kind of all grew up like brothers.
Yeah.
We all brothers.
Yeah.
There's no way in the world that I'm going to make it to a point or a position where I can either help the people who've been there for me from day one.
Yeah.
You know, we ate the same food, we ate at each other's houses, we
Yeah.
did all the stuff together.
Yeah.
There's no way in the world I'm going to get up here to the top and look down on my brothers and not say, let me reach down and pull them up.
Let me put them on. Yeah.
There's no way. Let me just tell you, and I'm gonna say it right on air that you grew up with your brothers, and what little success that you got and you've made. There's no reason in the world why Charley, Hoopie, Lil Junior, any of the guys you grew up shooting marbles with, couldn't even get invited to your house for like, hey, let me invite my brothers over. Let me have a barbecue. I'm gonna do. Come on, man. Where do you do that at?
Yeah.
You just don't do that. So this guy, even though we grew up like brothers, there's something in him that says, I'm cool. I'm out here on my own.
Yeah.
I don't even know these guys. Because that's kind of how it is. Like, I don't even know you guys, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just not that guy. I'm not going to be in a position where, you know, I'm not going to ever leave like my guys who, even though we may not talk for 6 months, whatever. Hey, man, I got this thing, man. Y'all come over. And it's going to be like we catch up like it's old. I mean, sometimes me and you may not talk for a while.
Right.
Sometimes me and you may not talk for, 6 months, whatever. But when we get together,
Like
it's
no
like no days pass.
No days pass, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's like how you were saying it, like some sort of spirit or whatever. Some of this stuff is in people. That's just who they are.
Yeah, yeah. I think also, what's truly relevant is that most people don't have the cojones to say what it is. Because in my notes I was mentioning transparency. Well, the true resolve or the road to recovery is transparency. Of course you got to be honest if you're going to be transparent.
Yeah.
And then you have to be committed to it. And then there must be recognition. We have to recognize where we are. Now everybody's situation isn't the same.
Yeah.
So sometimes people, I'll say the public, may view a situation totally different because they're not hands-on with it. They're not there. Sometimes the guys don't have the kind of money that society say they do, and then some guys, man, they fake it to make it.
Yeah, but even in a sense where we're not even talking about finances. We're not talking about anything like that. We're just talking about we just basically talking about behavior and childhood friends that you've been knowing for almost 50 years.
Well, what about that viewer that's going to say, well, we grow apart. We have different lives. We do something different. We move away.
But we do. But at the end of the day, you don't ever forget about the people who you know impacted your life in some point. You don't ever forget about the people who you broke bread with, who you slept over their house, they slept over yours, all the parents. You don't ever forget that. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you guys have to hang out every day.
Right.
But you don't forget PC. Me and PC don't talk every day. Me and PC don't talk every month. I may not talk to Paul for 5-6 months, and then we call each other, and it's like we never missed a beat.
Right.
I'll go to his house, we hang out, and we love each other.
Right.
We don't have to hang every day, but we know it's there.
Right.
Come on, dude.
No,
This dude we talking about, and we're not talking. He's not a topic of our show, but this dude is wrong, man. To leave your friends, and I'm not saying here. I'm not saying give him something like he.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that at all. I'm just talking about the friendship.
Right.
I'm not talking about nothing material. I'm talking about the friendship.
Right.
That's something that is valued, man.
Yeah.
And when people disvalue your friendship and dude, people use that word friends loosely anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
Now,
it's no excuse for that, man.
Would that be worthy of a conversation if you saw him? I mean, I know you're not in, contact with him.
Would it be worthy? Oh, yeah. Let me tell you.
Is that worthy of a conversation if you saw him or you know?
At the end of the day, man, it is, but it isn't. Like I've basically moved on from it, and you have to understand, people only want to listen to a conversation if they want to receive it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to receive it, and if you're not going to receive it, well, then there's no sense of talking about it.
Yeah.
But if by chance somebody say, "Hey, man, you know, hey, let's talk about," I'm worthy of a discussion.
Okay.
Because I'm going to let you know how it is, and I'm going to let you know that we grow up in life, and that's why the one thing there's the people who I know, man, that have 20-year, 30-year relationships with and friendships with these people who they have their whole life and they've never fallen off. I take my hat off to them, dude.
Yeah.
Because it's not. I had a guy in my car with me this morning. Him and his son. Small world. We live in a big city, but a small world.
Yeah.
By chance, we talking. The dude say he from Inglewood. I'm like, okay. I'm Inglewood bred. It ain't a person in Inglewood who I don't know if they, especially if they was popular.
Yeah.
He starts saying his name. Come to find out, you grew up with the dude. We both grew up with him, but he was your friend.
Yeah.
And he lit up like a Christmas tree. Oh, Hoop, that's my boy. I love him. He started reminiscing. Like I'm telling you, man, we was 9 years old, sleeping in the camper at Mr. Jones' house. See, those are the things that you gotta say to yourself. Come on, man, you don't forget those type of things.
Yeah.
And then when
him, Kevin Hooks.
Yeah, and when you grow up with somebody and y'all break bread and you guys share, and then you just act like you don't know him, especially when this person has been good to you in your life. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Come on, man.
I know.
Come on, man.
I know how close that is.
Yeah.
And I just think that we all should have more of these conversations, because at the end of the day, you're going to do what you want to do anyway, but I think you should hear my voice on it, because if it ain't cool, I should be able to say, hey, that ain't cool.
Yeah.
Right? So speaking to those that are saying, well, there we go again with the crab in the bucket mentality, and we on the slavery, the good ship lollipop, and nobody wants to move forward and get over it. Yeah, we're adults, we're independent, we should get it for ourselves, but at the end of the day, we all need help. We all need or have had some form of help to catapult us further along, right? Yeah, it takes hard work. Yeah, it takes discipline and all the above. But at the end of the day, the principle is give, and it shall be given. So we already know that these principles work and they are applied.
Look, man, do you think that's why hats off? I love this dude to death, Shaquille O'Neal. Do you think this guy is just helping people and giving people stuff because he can? No. This dude has a heart. This dude knows that everything he has, he can't take it with him.
Right.
So when he hears someone that needs something or they're in there, he bless them.
He does.
And it comes back tenfold. That's why everybody loves this man. This man has a ton
He's
of
a genuine
he
guy,
got a ton
man.
of endorsements or whatever.
Yeah.
Because people know he's benevolent.
Yeah.
I remember a true story.
He's a genuine guy, man.
True story. I'm in the same thing that Shaquille does. I think about them like, man, I'll be just like how he is.
Yeah.
I remember.
Well, you were that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was hard on me and Pie, but but it was teaching moments.
Yeah.
And they worked.
Yeah.
It was helpful. But
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that you displayed that. And those that were friends of yours,
They know it.
They can contest to
They
that.
know it.
They know.
They know
So I understand why it's coming from a real place.
Yeah.
Because you were always that guy. I'm gonna tell you who else was a very benevolent guy.
Who?
David Johnson.
Oh yeah, love him to death.
That's my guy.
Love him to death.
And you know,
to this day,
we've had.
He'll give you the shirt off his back,
Yeah.
and he may only have a half a shirt,
Yeah.
and he gonna help you.
Yeah.
I love him to death.
Yeah, he was always.
I
that
love everything
person.
about DJ.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my dude,
he
man.
He was always that
Yeah.
guy. And there were others. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you this too. And this guy has gone out on a limb for me many days. Derek Elliott.
Really?
Oh man, I can count on him for anything.
He nice. That's
you
my
know,
man.
Same thing with DH.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know?
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm not
yeah, yeah.
saying that there is not guys out there like that. You know, Ronald Gaines. You know,
I
man,
love Ronald.
there's guys that you know, if you went to them, man, if they didn't have it, they was gonna try to get it.
Yeah, Ronald's a humble
You know,
dude, man.
yeah. You know, so you're talking about guys, man, who extended themselves to you over the years.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you had to go to them. See, I think that's the difference too. Some people, man, you don't even have to go to them. They're gonna come to you.
Yeah.
And they're gonna say, man, are you all right?
Yeah.
The Walkers, they were
yeah.
always that way
Yeah.
towards us.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Stan, no matter what,
Yeah.
you know, he always made sure that I was good.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Yeah,
and
some people are though.
some people are just
But
good people, man.
But that's why I'm telling you,
Good
man.
people.
But that's why I'm telling you, you can't excuse this guy that we talking about because everybody else and the same guys that you're mentioning, we know the same guys you talking about. We grew up with
We're
these
gonna
guys.
have to get this guy in here.
Yeah,
let,
we
y'all talk it out.
I'll put some gloves on, one or the other. No,
We're gonna have to let y'all get in here. And
gloves
talk it out,
on. No, but these same guys that you just mentioned, these are guys. We all from the eye.
yeah.
We all from that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
We all from the eye, and none of us grew up having much more than the others. We just
Yeah.
all from the eye, dude. And
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
you don't treat people that way. Even
Yeah.
B Walker, man. B Walker has always, I'm C-Mac, man. You all right?
Yeah.
He always.
Yeah, he was always.
He
that way.
always gonna
all the
look out,
Walkers,
man. Yeah.
Marvin.
Yeah.
All of them, man. They
They
you know,
solid.
They were solid guys.
You know why? Because they come from humble beginnings. They get it from their old man. Pops was cool and a fan.
And he didn't play either.
Mr. Senior
Yeah.
Walker was
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
when you grow up
That
way
Yeah.
with those humble
Yeah.
beginnings, and you looking at how your mom and your dad was, you're gonna take on those traits.
Yeah, and there's I can think of so many names, man. Little D.
Oh, yeah, I
Little
love
D
Little
was
D.
always there for me.
Yeah.
I tell him every time I see him, pretty much I just tell him thank you.
Yeah.
Because he was always there for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Lil Brismack.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't really, he don't fool with everybody, but he was always there for me.
No, he's a solid dude.
He was always.
But it goes back to what I'm saying.
He was always there, man.
He comes from humble beginnings. His
Yeah.
mother
Yeah.
was the best lady.
Of course.
His old man,
Yeah. Yeah.
resting in peace,
Yeah.
was the best dude.
Yeah, we grew up different. Yeah.
Solid dude,
Yeah.
down to earth.
Yeah.
Up here at one point, went down here and was still the same dude.
Yeah. Same guy.
Had his struggles,
Yeah.
but I love Walter to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Solid dude.
Yeah. I mean,
And Hester.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
think when we start to really mention this subject of being, of jealousy or the implications of it,
Yeah.
we got to identify it. We got to be able to distinguish where this is coming from. It's in character. It's in behavior.
And a lot of it is selfishness as well.
Yeah,
Because the guy
that's a
that we kind
cousin
of
to
talking
it.
about, we can kind of look back and be like, I ain't really surprised. He had a lot of those selfish ways.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, I think, man, these are the conversations black people need to have.
Yeah.
These are real deep-rooted issues, whereas people, their friendships were not solid friendships. They were really associations. People really held things against, other people, and it's like, well, how can you hold anything against somebody from what you heard?
Yeah.
When you can go to that person and sit
And
down
get it
and
from
say,
yourself.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
did you do this?
Yeah.
And it's like, people choose their own walks of life,
Yeah.
man. I mean, I can look at a few friendships from the past, and I'm like, well, when did it break off?
Yeah.
When did it end?
Yeah.
And
When
did
it
I
go,
get noticed?
When did it go left?
Yeah, when did it go
Like,
left?
I didn't get the memo.
I didn't get the memo. When did you stop saying, when did you start saying, oh, I don't want to be friends with Hoopie no more?
Right.
When what did I do, or what did you do to me Whereas, did we grow apart? Or were you just always cool on me? But you know, so I really believe that it's bigger than what people are willing to talk about.
Well, it's something that's in you as a kid, because I'm telling you, it's a
trait.
I'm gonna tell you why. This is a true story, and you may know this story, you may not, but it's a true story. So this is when we all going to Center Park. And this is, when you kids, little fads come around, like you're playing this, you're playing this, you're playing this. At this time, we were shooting marbles.
Okay. you go ahead.
We shooting marbles. I can't let it go, homie.
Man, you can't let it go.
I can't let it go.
We got to get y'all together.
No, I got a therapist, though. Shout out to my therapist.
But
But anyway, we shooting marbles. So we 10 years old.
Yeah.
10, 11 years old. 11 at the most.
At least 10, yeah.
We shooting marbles. So with marbles, when we do whatever marble you put down and you shoot and you hit it, that's the marble you get. That's just kind of how it works.
Okay.
So I'm shooting marbles. I got a candy. Those the pretty marbles.
Yeah.
The marble looking with the colors.
Yeah.
This dude got a candy. I hit his marble. You snatch his marble, go in his face. He want to give me a cat eye. Come on, dude. Them ugly marbles. Them.
It's not even equivalent to that one.
But he knows that you supposed to give me.
Right. The one you hit.
This is the same dude we talking about. So he go in his pocket and he try to give me a cat eye and he drop a dime. I grab the dime out the vert and start running. We run. He chased me all the way down 106, down to Prairie, and come all around 107th. Derek Williams is with him. Derek Williams is with him. We run all the way around. We stop right in the middle of 107. We going back, man, give me my dime. I'm giving my marble. Give my dime, give my dime. I haul off and bam! Hit him right in the jaw. And we got in the wind. I'm in the window.
Yeah.
But this how slick he is. So we let everything go. Week go by. I ain't going on 106 no more. I don't want no problems. I don't go over there.
You cool.
But guess what? We on the same basketball team. We practicing. He ain't saying nothing. He's acting like everything
Oh,
cool.
yeah. That was at the Y.
Man.
When he bombed on you in the air.
He bombed on me. He like, oh, everything cool. Bam.
I remember.
So at that point, okay, we good, we even. You bomb on me, I don't want to fight. You got your brother with you, we good, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And then we became cool after that. But what I'm saying is this is something that he was at 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
So you saw this kind of little
characteristic.
selfishness in this dude.
Right.
But as a kid, you don't know how to distinguish between this, that, and the other. Yeah. So as you grow up, these are who we are as people. Sometimes people can kind of shake it and go the other way and change, and some people never change.
Right. Yeah, I was, interesting story because, I think we're going to do another segment and just kind of hit another area in it. But just to close this out, I just believe that we have to begin to have the conversations. Mm-hmm. It's okay. And then men are a little bit different in the way that we engage versus how women engage with other women.
Right.
So I just think that, a man doesn't have to be hostile just to get his point across.
Right.
He can have that conversation.
Right.
So again, great topic. We're gonna continue with it. But it's just really been a really good subject to start, really talking about, because we're going to get some more people in that can go further in their experiences, so that people will know that we all have an experience. Well, thanks to the Coalesce Group once again. Thanks to Fruit Off the Vine Clothing Apparel for allowing us to associate and to partner with you. It's been a wonderful ride, and this conversation, as you see, it's really close to us, and but these are experiences that I'm sure that you have alike, so it's noteworthy to continue to form questions of your own and put it in the comments. Let's have some dialogue about it, because we're going to bring some more people in to continue in this vein, because it's a very serious reality. And so I'm gonna throw it to Charley Mack and let him close us out, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you guys for giving us your ear and tuning in and listening to things that we have to say. This is kind of what we do, and we're going to try to continue to do it weekly. If you guys like it, if you guys hear something that may kind of hits the nerve or whatever, write something. Let us know. Let us know if there's something that you want us to talk about. If you guys got enough guts, come on the show.
Yeah,
subscribe. Like it, subscribe it, share it, send it to a friend. Come on the show. We'll be glad to have you.
Yeah.
We out. The calling stop. Take the seatbelts off. Peace and love.
Peace.